is I'm going to replicate my Derek Manus channel. Sorry, I'm cleaning off this stuff off my screen. Trying to make my screen darker. I don't have my glasses on. I have to wear my glasses because I have blue light and I'm trying to keep the blue light to a minimum. But what I'm going to do is replicate the 90 videos that I made on my Derek Manus channel and talk about those topics here. I want to give some motivational content, and I think this is a good idea. It will give me lots of content. I did get a channel, I got a comment recently from Max. He said, I would love to see a video on motivation, how to maintain it and apply it in everything you do. As someone who struggles with mental health, motivation is something that comes very difficult to keep. That's what he said. So I understand struggling to stay motivated, and I think really you can switch a lot of these words around, like motivation and discipline, because if you're motivated, you're disciplined. It's just the thing. I mean, though motivation tends to be affiliated with like a happier feeling, more like excited to be disciplined. It's challenging, but I think the key is in doing it anyway. So you're not always gonna be motivated. That's a fact. You're just not. It's just not possible. It's not human to wake up every day with a giddy little smile on your face, excited to start your day. I don't believe anybody has that life. And I think a lot of our problems are that we believe other people have that life when they don't. No one I know has it. No one I've ever known has had it. And I don't believe anybody does. No one in the world has that feeling. We all face challenges. We all struggle to stay on the right path, to do the things that we know we need to do. But the key is in being disciplined enough to do it anyway, even on the days you don't feel like it, because what will happen is when you do it, it will come back. So you wake up one day, I'm going to work out today. You work out and you feel great. It's just awesome. Well, you wake up the next day, I don't feel like working out. Like maybe it's raining and gloomy out and it just looks yuck. But you got to work out inside that day. And so you do your workout inside, and what happens is, even though you don't feel like it, you're not excited to do it, you suffer through and you do it anyway. And after you do it, the pride of having done that, the sense of accomplishment, it brings that feeling of motivation back to you. So just remember that, and it will help. But this kind of relates to pain in the sense that what he's feeling, that lack of motivation, can be associated with pain. If you're not motivated, what's the alternative feeling that you feel? You feel a lack of motivation, which is definitely associated with the feeling of feeling down, or worst case, depressed. So the key is in fighting that off, and I do believe that discipline fixes that problem, that you just make yourself do it. And it's about enduring the suffering. And when you do that, it fixes every problem. When you're disciplined enough to just keep going. I've said this saying many times on this channel because it's my favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes. And it says, you are going to suffer one of two ways. Either through the pain of discipline or through the pain of disappointment. There is no third alternative. Pain of discipline or pain of disappointment. Hypothetically, you want to lose weight. You can be disciplined to stay on the diet and keep working out, and you'll reap the rewards. You will not be disappointed in the results that you get. Or you go ahead and eat the fast food. You eat the cookies. You eat the things that you know you should not be doing. You skip workouts. What will you be? You will be disappointed when you see the scale. So the two choices, it's clear. All you have to do is choose the right form of suffering. Because I believe that's what a lot of life is. I believe there's a lot of happiness, but in order to get there, we have to go through the effort, to get to the place where you're happy and proud. Not like an overly arrogant sense of pride, but just pride in what you've been able to accomplish, a pride with humility and excitement about life. And it comes into play in everything we do. Pain is the motivator. Pain and suffering can be kind of the same term, because if you're in pain, you're in suffering. But it is the pain, if you use the pain properly, it can guide you. The simple example is when you touch a hot stove, what do? You jerk your hand away, because that's the right response, is to change the behavior. What caused the pain? Don't do it. So it's a simple philosophy. Whatever's causing the pain, retreat from it. So you're in a relationship that you know is not right, retreat from it. You are in a job that you know you don't like, retreat from it. I'm not saying that if you got a great job and you have a bad day, just quit. But if you know that you are doing something for a living that is not aligned with who you are and who you want to be, and you know that it's not getting you where you want to be, you know what the answer is. We all know. I believe that inherently we all know what the answers are to fix our problems. Max, I mean no insult to you by this, but when you say you would love to see this video on motivation, how to maintain it and apply it in everything you do. And then he says, as someone who struggles with mental health motivation, he knows what to do. He knows inside. Now, I'm not criticizing him. He's reaching out for help. That's the right thing. And hearing these words will likely, if I say, Max, what do you think you could do to keep motivation higher? Because Max might believe that there is a way to wake up every single day excited and motivated. Max might believe that, but it's not true. So just learning that that's not true, maybe that will help you to understand that that's an unrealistic expectation, to wake up every day and just want to jump out of bed and get right to it. It happens. There will be days, there will be circumstances that will allow you to feel that feeling of euphoria. We all crave that. I think it's why drugs are so popular, because people like that feeling that those drugs give them. It's a way to get it artificially. If you can't produce it naturally, then you reach for an artificial stimulant or depressant. We want to change the state that we are in. That's why people do them. They feel a certain way and they say, I don't want to feel this way. They do the drug and they don't feel that way anymore until the drug is gone. And then whatever they felt before is worse. That's why drugs are bad. Because they can fix it in a temporary moment. If we were all to just right now, just of a certain drug, we would feel like rock stars for a moment, but then after it wears off, and you would wake up, your nose would feel weird, you would feel physically drained from that euphoric experience that you had. It would be a negative, and whatever was bad in your life before is still there because it didn't fix anything. We can only fix it through the hard work. That's it. We all have our problems in our life. I have my own still to this day. Things that I want to work on and things that I want to do to kind of take my life to the next level, because truly, like, my pain comes from lack of purpose. It's like I retired from one line of work. I got into real estate. This is my 5th year, and I'm kind of realizing that it's better than my old job, but it's like I don't know how much longer I really want to do it, and I have other things in my mind that I want to do that I know will bring me a greater sense of purpose in life, and that's really what I crave now. I'm not telling you that this is the answer, is to look for a sense of purpose. I don't regret anything I did. I think there was a certain time in my life when I was younger when I knew what was important was getting myself financially sound, and that was my number one focus, because being poor, I don't think looking for purpose is the right thing at that point. You've got bigger problems, and it's a luxury to focus on purpose. That's what I believe. I think we have to fix everything else in our life to get to the point where we can truly figure it out. That's my belief. I could be wrong on that. I'm not claiming that I'm right and there's no way I'm wrong. It's my gut feeling that I'm right on that we have to suffer through we take the steps to get there, to where we can focus on the things like leisure time and relationships and a purpose, truly finding meaning in life. Now, it may be possible to look for that at a young age and that be your purpose, and you find it, and maybe it's not lucrative, and maybe you struggle financially and have all the, maybe that's still a better way. I don't know, because I didn't take that way, but my gut tells me it's not. My gut tells me people would be happier, and it could be that just because I struggled so much financially when I was young, and never wanting to live through that pain, and knowing that one day I was going to be older, and I couldn't imagine. I knew what being a poor 20-year-old felt like, but at that age I still thought, what can you imagine being 50 or 60 and feeling that? And I thought, I've got time. I'm going to make sure that I'm not a broke old person, and struggling, because you don't have the same options, then life does not give you the same opportunities at that age. So, but I think that that's really what we have to think. We all know internally. That's where I was trying to get with all that, and kind of sharing my own personal, that's just one kind of thing that I'm going through right now. But we all know what the right answer is. And so, like, for me, I know my right answer is to move into another line of work, to do something else that might be able to involve my family. And now it's time to bring in people that are important to me, and finally live and be excited about building more relationships and bringing people into my life. My brother is one, for example. I want to try to get a closer bond with my brother. I want to try to incorporate him into whatever I do next, because he's in a line of work that it requires physical labor. He's a carpenter, and though he does amazing work, I know that, like, the work he does can be physically straining on a body. And he's, I'm 51, he's 3 years younger than me, so he's 48, 48, yeah. I'll turn 52 in 2024. He'll turn 49, so he's almost 52. And I'm like, I know that it's got to be weighing on him because just my life is not physical, and I do work out and stuff, but I know the things that happen to your body, and he has to do things with this that I don't have to do. So I want to try to help him to have another avenue to be able to maybe plan his next chapter. So I'm trying to coordinate something to do with them, and a sneak peek it happens to do with a podcast, possibly. There's a lot of brothers out there that do podcasts, and I think it would be neat. He and I are, we've taken two entirely different paths in life. He's got life experiences I can never understand or know about. He's been married, had a divorce, he has 2 kids. He's worked in the trades industry his whole life. He's struggled way more financially. He's done way more drugs than I have. So I think that but he's really smart. And the funny thing is we sound very much alike. There's been times that I've listened to myself on my other channel, and I thought, man, my brother sounds like me, or I sound like him, So anyway, but back to the topic of fixing what you know is wrong. Like I know, and I'm telling you what the answers are to my problem. You know too. You know what to do to fix your problems. You know that if you're in that job and you just hate it and you know it's not going to lead you anywhere, you know that the answer is to get another job, find another job, get yourself in a better position. It may not be even changing jobs. You may work for a company there's a better job within that company that's right for you. What can you do now to take those steps that will lead you to that? What can you do right now? And that's what we do. We look at what there are things we know we need to do and can do to change our circumstances. What's step 1? What do you got to do? And you just got to do it. We all know the answer, what we need to do. Now, we may not know exactly where that's going to go. We just know we need something better. Some people may not make a change because they say, well, I don't know what I want to do next. I didn't either. I just knew I wanted to either make more money, or I knew I didn't want to work for this particular company. So it may just be making, hypothetically, if you work at a gym, it may just be going to another gym. It'll at least give you a change. It could be worse, but it could be better, and it could just spur you to do something different. If you just don't know, or you just don't feel in the moment you're qualified to do what you really want to do, or you don't know what you really want to do, it's at least change it. At least get your hand off the hot stove. There are things we can do, but the best answer is to rise up, go higher. We climb the rungs of a ladder from rock bottom all the way out. And some of us start halfway up the ladder when we're born, if we're born into positions of privilege with wealth, or, and some of us are born below rock bottom. We've dug a hole. We get ourselves in debt, or we do things to mess our situations up or make them worse than they were. You just have to climb that ladder. You have to climb the rung. You have to find the next rung on the ladder to know that you're moving in the right direction, because it's like a plant. If you're not growing, you're dying. And that's what I've kind of realized about why when people retire, they die so fast after they retire, because they lose that sense of meaning and purpose. Now, maybe there's a certain age at which you can do nothing and feel good about it, but if I believe, from me retiring, I thought I could just walk my dogs and feed the horse and mow my yard and clean my house and go to the grocery and work out. And no, maybe it would work if all my friends would have done the same thing and been able to retire with me, and we could hang out and do things as friends. Or if I had a wife that was retired as well and she didn't have to work, and we could just travel and had all sorts of ridiculous money, yeah, maybe then you could just do nothing. But otherwise, I believe we need to do something to feel productive. So maybe you're wishing that you could just sit at home and do nothing. I'm telling you, you won't like it. You won't. Yeah, it's great to do from time to time just to catch a break or to kind of regroup. But if you know, you imagine how good a day off feels. 2 days off feels great. A week off feels great. 2 weeks off might be feeling pretty good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3 months, 4 months. No. I promise you, you will start getting to the point that you wish you had something to give yourself a sense of accomplishment for, or pride, you know. So, check my time here. Okay, but yeah, so that's where I feel like fixing pain, using pain as a motivator, is just a great thing to keep in mind. And like, if you're feeling it now, you feel pain, you know, think about, okay, what is it? What is the source of the pain? Where is the pain coming from? And maybe it's like a repressed memory or something. There's things you can do to work on that. You can get therapy. You can watch videos to help you through some of that stuff. You know, there's a lot of content online and just really smart people that, you know, if you just Google, you know, getting over childhood trauma, you will see video after video on good people telling you good ways to feel better, you know. Just figuring out, if you can figure out what the source of the pain is, you just have to then find the answer. How do I solve it? How do I change it? How do I take my hand off the stove? And that's what you do. So sometimes pain can be good. It's what's going to take you to the next level. You know, it's like either something is pulling you, like a goal or a dream is pulling you, or you're being pushed by the pain. And sometimes it's both. So it's great if you can have that big goal out in front of you. You know, for a long time, mine was, I just want to retire. But I got there and I realized it was not what I wanted. So then it became something else. And now that I'm in that something else, which is real estate, now I'm realizing, yes, I like this. It does give me a sense of purpose. I feel productive. I'm making money. But it just isn't satisfying me like I want to be satisfied. And so I have options. I can say now, okay, it's not like horrible pain, but I feel the discomfort enough that I'm moving on to the next level. And I hope that you will too. Find that source of pain and move on to whatever's next for you. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe if you're new, and if you're not, hit the like button. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.